Like, it just woo, woo, woo. That was a great review. Time every Thursday. What do we do? Well, we head for the cinema.
FM.
Ocean Drives films with Eclipse Dine-In Cinemas Bundoran. Now serving pizza, hot dogs, ice cream, and more to your seat. Find out more at Eclipse Cinemas.
Time to join our man at the movies, Collie McFadden, with the latest from Eclipse Cinemas in Bundoran. A very good afternoon and sunny afternoon to you, Collie.
Yes, well, it's got a bit dull here in Bundoran. I don't
Never
want to,
dull in Bundoran.
annoy our
sun always shines in Bundoran.
Jane. Oh, well, let's just say it's been. Look, we've had quite a nice Easter so far. It's good cinema weather. Let's just say it that way. Yeah, the omens are good for.
The omens, very good. Yeah, the omens.
Yeah, it portends for a good weekend, and because we have a couple of good new movies. And as you know, I always like when we have lots of new stuff and a broad variety of stuff, and we've got that this week and actually the next couple of weeks. Quite an interesting array of stuff. And we're starting with, I think, a new, it's not a new version. It's a prequel to one of the few horror movies you actually saw and possibly enjoyed as well.
Oh, I did, yeah, for some reason. I just, there wasn't a lot of gore in it, but there was, it was what could happen or was going to happen. It was more of a suspense thriller, a lot of it. Really.
Yeah, well, what I didn't realize at the time, because I remember, so we're talking about The Omen. I remember it was very much on telly when I was growing up. And I remember The Omen 3, Damien, the final conflict, was in the cinema. And I remember a friend of mine, his big brother was going to see it. And his big brother must have been all of 12, and I was going, I can't believe he's allowed to go and see this evil, evil movie because it was so scary. But really, The Omen was made because they'd seen what a massive hit The Exorcist was, but it was way too scary for lots of people. It was way too full on. And they said, can we make a scary movie, but that lots of people can see? And that was The Omen. So you're exactly right. It was really scary. And, people of it who saw it at the right age will always remember the music, will always remember it. And the name Damien has meant evil. There's a whole running joke in Only Fools and Horses about the name Damien, right? So it scarred it all, but it was purposely made so lots of young people and kids could see it. And now we're getting a version of the story who's kind of saying, if Damien was the Antichrist, this is kind of the John the Baptist to the Antichrist almost story, who's going to breed along the way the events that we saw in the later films. So they've made a new film. This one is not very much not for 12-year-olds, but we play the clip. I think if we're gonna like a few seconds you're allowed to play. Is that right?
I think so, yeah, because there's a lot of screaming in it. Yeah. Here we go.
This girl at the orphanage, I think that she really needs someone to look out for her.
Carlita suffers from a touch of madness.
You must be very careful, Margaret. Bad things will start to happen around her. Evil things.
It's all... No, don't.
It's good. It's kind of looks like it's made in all Italy, isn't it?
That's it. And, it's set probably like the sort of 50s, 60s, yeah. And it's very much that old side. It's funny enough, I was just saying, we had Immaculate a couple of weeks ago. You wait ages for a demonic possession movie and you get two at once. But this is very much harkened back to it. Like the scene that people will see is there's a woman up on a balcony, and people who saw the first Omen will know what scene that's referenced to. And it's all about sacrifice for Damien, and everything's for them. But they're amped up the gore a little bit on this one, because that's what modern audiences want. And what is now a 16s would have been absolutely an 18s or possibly an X-rated when the original ones came out. And they do the thing. Both the movies we have this week are kind of B movies with proper actors in it. And the original Omen did that, of course. It was Gregory Peck. Well, yes. Kind of lent a bit of Hollywood sophistication to what, could be a schlocky horror in any, demonic baby. But because it's proper actors doing it, everyone went, oh, this is pretty freaky. Now, you might have noticed that at least one of the priests, not Bill Nighy's character, but the other one has a bit of a top of the morning accent. Because one of these movies, wouldn't be, it's not good enough to have a Catholic priest. One of them has to be, it's Father Flaherty. He's coming up to save us with his potatoes. But aside from that, I have to be honest.
Yeah.
Don't lie on this. I only saw the first half an hour because it's school time and I was in the morning and I had 2 movies to watch and I only could go watch one whole movie. And I was watching the other one hoping nobody would turn up for the show at 1 o'clock, because if they didn't turn up, I was going to go back in and watch the movie. But of course, can't help it. We're too popular. People turned up. So I've only seen the first half an hour. And I suppose the litmus test here is, Seamie, will I go back and watch it? Like yourself, I'm not the biggest horror movie, but I'm definitely going fan. But I'm definitely going to go back and watch this. It had me hooked in. There was loads of little Easter eggs, pun intended, for the fans of the original series, and yet it's funny and shocky enough for teens today. I think it's good fun. It's good fun if you like that sort of thing. I realize it's not to everyone's taste. It's good fun if you like that sort of thing. The first Omen, and that's open tomorrow.
That's opening tomorrow. Right. Right. Now, one that caught my eye and watched the previews of this, it's Monkey Man. And this is getting good reviews.
Good reviews. I don't love the title. I'm not going to lie to you. And what's really interesting about this movie is, just like Mean Girls we had a couple of months ago, this was made for streamers. I think it was Netflix. They made it for Netflix. It's going to be on the telly. And a famous producer and director, Jordan Peele, who made the brilliant Get Out, he watched it and said, "Are you mad? This has to be seen on a big screen." And I watched this today and I can tell you, he's right. It is absolutely brilliant. Now, like The Omen, funny, I hadn't thought about this till I started talking about it a couple of minutes ago. Like The Omen, it's kind of a B movie, right? It's a revenge movie. There's a kind of rhythm to revenge movies. They have the same sort of thing. It's not the story they're telling, it's how you get there is the point of it. And it stars Dev Patel, who's a properly good actor. We know him from Slumdog Millionaire.
Yes, that's what he was doing.
And so many brilliant TV shows and films. But in this one, you're not used to him as an action hero, and kind of probably like the first Taken. Because you remember the first Taken, before they got really silly, the first Taken was very good. And because Liam Neeson was a proper actor as well, it kind of added a gravitas, just like Gregory Peck, just like this. This is kind of a John Wick beat 'em up movie. But because Dev Patel's a proper actor, you really believe this stuff. And it's about a young Indian kid born into the slums. Something happens. We don't know what's happened, but his hands are terribly scarred. And he fights as with a monkey mask on his head. It's representing one of the legends of Indian
that's where Monkey Man
god
comes in, you see.
who came and
it's-
helped. You might remember the TV show Monkey refers to a similar thing. So, but he gets his revenge and he's up against the richest, nastiest, corrupt people in India. And that's a high bar in India. And it's great. It is very violent at times, but in a very stylistic ballet style, like John Wick. It's not, you go, ugh, but it's not, you never believe it's real. It's more of a balletic dance. I really enjoyed this. It was like 4 cups of coffee this morning when I watched it at 8 a.m. And I think people will love it. Again, it's a 16s, but I think, again, if you like John Wick, or there was a movie a couple of years ago we talked about called Nobody, again, about somebody who comes out of retirement and beats everyone up. That's the movie it is. The plot's not hard to understand, but it looks spectacular. And because it's set in India, there's just a different look and feel to it.
Yes.
I really enjoyed this, and I think you would really enjoy it too. Hold on to your popcorn for a few of the scenes, but it's really good crack.
Oh, yeah. No. And now they're bringing back, I'm right in saying Luca is a reissue of...
Yeah,
it is reissue, yeah.
It's another Pixar movie, but again, the theme that we're talking about, streaming, coming to the big cinema. It's another one of the pandemic movies that never made it to the cinema. So they're bringing it out because they realize these were made for cinema and they need to be seen in cinema. And it's all ahead of Inside Out 2, which we're getting this summer, which is the big Pixar movie. So it's to get people in the mood for it. And they wanted to showcase the great work that Pixar have done, because I know we've said it a million times here, no matter how good your telly is, certain things look great. And this is a lovely, kind, gentle story literally about a fish out of water. This fella who lives 2 lives and he makes a little friend in Italy. It's beautiful looking. It's very sweet and very gentle. And just, absolute opposite to the other 2 movies we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Families may have seen it, but it's very possible. 6, 7-year-olds may not have gone through the back catalogue on Disney Plus, so they should come and see it. It's just a lovely movie. I really enjoyed watching this again.
Yeah, because I mean, it's animation, of course, and like you think about like it's a summer filled with gelato, pasta, and endless scooter rides.
Yeah,
I'm in it. I'm there. I'm there.
Oh, you're on the coast of Italy, and you're just going, you warm watching this. It's just lovely, and it's a fucking. Everyone's on a moped, and like, okay, maybe it's a bit stereotypical. If they were doing the Irish version, you'd worry about it. Be like that
On the
priest that
50.
I was talking about earlier. But it is just, it's sunshine in a film. That's what
Yes,
it
it
is.
is, yeah.
In both the attitude of the people in it and the difference between his life underwater, where he's kind of an octopus creature, and his life above ground, and it's just. It really feels good. Really lovely.
Yeah. Only Pixar can do this, and Disney.
Yeah.
Really good. Now, Missed It Monday. What are you bringing back?
Oh, it's anyone but you? Not that. But now, and here's the thing. We're talking about all these other things. And I make predictions here all the time. And stuff. The one movie I didn't predict at all was Anyone But You. I think we were because it came out in Stephen's Day. We barely mentioned it in our Christmas thing. We went, there's some romantic comedy. It'll be and gone by the time we're back on air. It was a mega hit. And like it did okay the first couple of weeks. So and then it just grew and grew. And apparently it was a TikTok thing. And also they used the Natasha Bedingfield song Unwritten, which went back to the top of the charts. Her stuff did really well. It just goes to show you there's a market there. And like teens love these sort of movies still. If you can get to them and explain to them why to go to the cinema. And movies like this, when they do well because people go and see them more than once. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And I think teenage girls particularly will go and see movies on second and third times if they enjoy it. And it's a great mark. They should make, I don't understand why they don't make more movies for them. I think maybe they do aim them at the streaming audience, but there shows you that the audience is there. Look, everyone's impossibly good looking. Everyone's impossibly funny. You talk about like the weather stuff. It's all they go to this wedding, and in Sydney, they all fly from America to go to Australia, so it can have sunny climes. And everyone's impossibly rich without none of them are working. I don't know where the money comes from. Like they're all able to take 3 weeks off at Christmas and go to their friend's wedding in Australia, and just have a great life. Brian Brown's the stepdad. I haven't seen him since the Thornbirds. He's really enjoyed himself. And everyone's having a crack. It is funny. It's a little bit rude, but not particularly. And everyone really enjoys it. And for €5, you can't go wrong.
That's the Missed It Monday film, folks. Anybody but you, the romantic comedy. You can always do it romantic comedy, especially if you're going to watch The Omen. First Omen. When's that opening?
So all the new ones are opening tomorrow. First Omen, Monkey Man, and Luca are all back in the cinemas on tomorrow. And then Missed It Monday, obviously, it's on Monday at 8:30 for €5. And then next week, of course, we're back in black.
We're back in black. All right. We're looking forward to that. Right. That was Collie on Movies. Enjoy the movies for your week. We will talk to you back here next Thursday.
Bye.
Guys, films with Eclipse, Dine.